Do the podcast. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at the healthiest man alive, a professional caveman, the world's most jacked, most natural athlete, the Liver King. Yes, I know, what a surprise. You thought I was going to say me. No, but unfortunately, as athletic and ripped and handsome as I am not a peak, optimum, healthy human individual. No, that is the Liver King. Look at this red, ripped, Ninja Turtle, gut-looking, bearded man. That is the peak of fitness and health. That's what we should all look like. That is what our ancestors look like, according to him. But let's dive a little deeper into this guy's majestic beard and find out a little bit about him. Before we get into it, Melbourne, my comedy festival shows are on sale right now. loosebeers.com. Get your tickets. If you're not from Melbourne, loosebeers.com/geeklist. Put it in your city. I'll let you know when I'm coming to you.
Liver King here with words on why liver. It's simple, because liver is king. Every alpha organism on the planet goes for the liver first. If you want to be an alpha organism expressing your most dominant form, your highest form, you have to go for the most nutrient-dense food on the planet, and that's liver. This is amazing. Who wouldn't want to eat this?
Now, the Liver King is a guy who just promotes this idea of like natural, healthy living. And to be honest, a lot of the health tips and the fitness tips he gives are great. The dude's obviously jacked, like even with taking the amount of steroids that he obviously must have to take, you can't look like this if you're lazy. But the problem that I have with this dude is that he's like, not exactly lying, but he's omitting a lot of truth to his audience, and that comes across as manipulative, especially when you take into account that the reason why he promotes this idea of eating raw organs, eating liver, eating raw this, raw that, is because the reason why he has such a nice house and a big farmstead and the ability to work out the way that he does and the ability to afford a lot of these other supplements that he's taking is because the Liver King actually runs a giant supplement company, and that's how he makes his living. The Liver King is the CEO of a supplement company called Ancestral Supplements, where he packages all of this information that he's trying to push on people, like the idea that you should be eating raw liver, the idea you should be eating like lots of different organs, you should be eating nose to tail, the entire animal, right? That's what he promotes on his Instagram, but that's incredibly difficult to do, so he's created a problem. I want to live like this, but it's really hard to do and expensive, and then he also created the solution, Ancestral Supplements. He puts all of that stuff that would be very expensive, very space-consuming in the fridge and the freezer, and incredibly expensive and difficult to obtain, he puts all of it into a happy little pill that you can buy from him. And think about the profit margin this guy must be dealing with. This dude has managed to package and sell pieces of the animal that no other company really wants to sell, that most other companies either like turn into dog food or manure or just bin, and he's turned it into a pill that you can buy from him for like 70 Australian dollars. Fuck dude, if you really wanted to eat organs and tails and nose and intestines and all of the bits that no one else wants to eat or sell, you could just buy a Big Mac. But no, according to Brian, the Liver King, processed foods are absolutely terrible unless they're processed in a way that I do to sell supplements to you. That's fine, because I'm making money. Now look, if you're a skeptic like me, you might be wondering, look, do these supplements actually work? And I'm here to tell you that they do, or at least according to the people trying to sell them to you, they do. You might be thinking, oh, do these guys like actually work with doctors or medical professionals or nutritionists? Can they actually prove that this works? Well, have a listen to this. Most of our business is exchanged with healthcare practitioner accounts. Gee, what a really long way to say not actual doctors. What do we have here? They are holistic practitioners, functional medicine guys and gals, and acupuncturists. Gee, if there's one person that I want to get nutritional information from, it's a fucking acupuncturist. When it comes to nutrition, an acupuncturist is just as qualified as a heroin addict, alright? They're both dudes with needles who have no idea what they're talking about in that department. And the rest of their business is direct-to-consumer market, Amazon, Shopify, our local store. That is just a really long way of saying that no pharmacy, no chemist, and no nutritional store stocks our fucking pills. So I'm absolutely sold on these supplements, but unfortunately they're not stocked in any chemist, any hospital, any doctor's office, or any pharmacy, or any store, actually, come to think of it, on the planet other than the one that they run, so it's a little bit difficult for me to get my hands on these supplements. So instead, I'm going to try out one of the 9 ancestral tenets, and that is eating fresh, nose-to-tail food. I'm going to go in my fridge and find what I can find, have a little bite, and see if I become superhuman. But before I do that, you know it's time for a sponsor. Hey, guess what? I have incredible news for you. You know who this video is sponsored by? It's sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Give it up for Surfshark VPN, everybody. Thank you very much. All right, Surfshark VPN is one of the best VPN services in the game, and a VPN is something that you need to protect your internet, online privacy, and all of your data today. Get on Surfshark VPN. Use code LEWIS for 83% off and 3 months for free. Get it now. I actually don't know why I'm talking into this thing. It's not even plugged in. I actually have a microphone attached to me, the lapel. Get Surfshark right now. Use code Lewis, 83% off and 3 months free. It's a bargain. Do it now. A VPN is something I use all the time because they have great features such as protecting your online privacy, but also you can change your IP's location to just about anywhere in the world. Geo-locking is a big problem in Australia and in other countries, really. If something is available on France's version of Netflix, but you don't live in France, no worries. Just jump on Surfshark VPN, change your location from wherever you are to France, and boom, you're watching some French shit. I bet it has titties in it. How exciting. A VPN also conceals your IP address, which stops it getting intercepted by malicious actors or people, especially when you're connected to public Wi-Fi networks. It's something that is a real problem, and it does contribute to things like data getting stolen or privacy breaches and accounts getting hacked. So Surfshark VPN is something that I stand by, a big supporter of the channel, and we got to support the brands that support what we do because that's how we keep everything spinning. So use code LEWIS for 83% off and 3 months free. Give it up for Surfshark VPN, everybody. Okay, part of living like your ancestors is pulling mincemeat out of your fridge. I don't have any bull testicle, unfortunately, so I'm going to be going with kangaroo mince. And you know something's a great idea when everyone in the office stops what they're doing to watch you eat something. But you might be wondering, what am I going to wash it down with? Well, I've got a couple of eggs as well. Because apparently that's how the ancestors used to live. They used to farm chickens, but they had no idea how to cook yet. Those two things were happening at the same time. And a lot of people might be very concerned for my well-being, right? A lot of people say, though, eating raw meat is going to make you sick. I've never had raw meat before. I don't have an immunity to it. So what I've got instead of an immunity is Yakult probiotics. So if anyone thinks I'm going to get sick, all right, sucked in. I've got a little bottle of Yakult, so that'll fix everything. I'm not faking this either. This is not pre-opened. I'm doing this for real. What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, I'm going to throw up.
I'm
already smelling it and I'm going to throw up.
You're not eating it. That's if you spew before me, that's disrespectful. Let me just get it out here. Here we go. Nice little... Man, it smells like corpse, is what it is. Hey! 3, 2, 1, buy tickets at loosebeers.com. It's really nice.
Oh, what?
It's quite nice. It's not seasoned. Man, I'm shocked.
No thanks.
You want some?
No thanks.
I could eat that, like as a meal.
You're afraid.
Maybe there's something wrong with me. You're not having fun, Zach? You guys are all cowards. You guys can't, if I'm eating the shit, you guys can't spew. I'm invincible!
Oh my god, I hate egg. I can't even... I can't even eat egg normal.
That's sweet.
Fucking hell.
Man, and you know what? That's just why I'm a different breed of animal. I'm a fucking alpha male. I don't even need this Yakult. This bit's for fun.
Oh.
Bottoms up. Cheers, Liver King.
Fuck. God. The colour is disgusting.
The what?
The look of it is bad.
The Yakult is making you spew. You're a weak individual.
There's this really simple way of living. It's ancestral living. It's the way that we've lived for millions of years. It's accessible. It's something you can literally do right now. today.
If this guy really wanted to live like our ancestors, he'd be alone, shivering in a cave, freezing to death, dying of hypothermia, infections all on his face because he doesn't wash his hands and he doesn't know why he's sick. Someone next to him gets a headache, so he pulls out a camera and chisel to break open their fucking skull to let the evil spirits out. That's how he'd be living, alright? And I would encourage that. This is pussy shit. You know what is actually simple? Opening up Uber Eats and ordering a double quarter pounder directly to my house without leaving it while I watch reality TV and scroll through my phone, paying attention to neither of those things. That's simple. That's why everyone does it, and that's why we're so fucking unhealthy. This is actually difficult, and it's time to be honest about that. Great, so straight away the has 600 cows, alright? That doesn't seem simple to me. The dude runs a fucking farm, alright? That doesn't scream super simple living to me. It's also not how the ancestors that he's talking about lived. Like, that's farming, that's agriculture, that's like tens of thousands of years into human evolution. Like, we only recently got to like farming and agriculture and staying in one spot. That's not really the ancestral living that he is talking about.
Debunking here. Welcome to my cave.
Alright, disrespectful, bro, to your ancestors. That's not a cave, alright? That's got 2 double doors that are taller and wider than you are, and you got a fucking bullhorn on your giant wall. I can't even see the roof in this shot. I feel like even if I was in this house, I wouldn't be able to touch the roof, okay? And I'm incredibly tall. I can touch any roof in any situation. See?
One of my favorite ways to recover if we have an injury or just feeling overtrained. We have a hard shell hyperbaric chamber. It goes up to about almost 3 atmospheres.
This guy's talking about ancestral living. He's got a fucking hyperbolic time chamber in his house, alright? No wonder he's so ripped. Maybe he doesn't take steroids. He steps into the tube, he spends a day in there for us, but he comes out after training for 3 years in there. The cunt has a hyperbolic time chamber in his fucking house. That's not caveman shit. That's anime shit. That doesn't even exist in this plane of reality. And this tour goes on and it just infuriates me because the dude is like just exposing himself for not living the average life, for not living a simple life. I mean, the guy's got a fucking room for his dogs, alright? Now don't get too scared. I understand that usually when someone talks about how we should go back to how our ancestors lived, they're usually sitting there in front of a green screen with a haircut like mine, talking about the alt-right and how their ancestors are better than the other people's ancestors. But that's not what this guy's about. He's all about caveman living.
There's a simple, elegant solution, a return to ancestral living. That's really what my purpose is now.
And I completely agree with the Liver King here. This guy is absolutely what our ancestors look like. I mean, what do you think when you think like caveman? I think long life expectancy. I think inability to take off hat. I think crazy beard. I think the color red. I think Ninja Turtle steroid gut. I think farts that must smell like sarin gas. So we've looked at the guy and we can see that he's absolutely jacked, completely ripped, very red, doesn't do steroids at all for sure. The gut is just a coincidence. This is the world's most alpha male, the world's healthiest, most natural person on earth. There's no steroids involved, no processed food, no steroids, no technology, no steroids, no toothpaste, no steroids. Maybe he's just really full of testicles, I guess, because he does eat those.
I'm gonna take a huge bite out of these testicles.
Look, I don't really have a problem with like eating raw meat. If it's something that your body can tolerate and it does genuinely make you feel good, I guess, go for it. But I just couldn't chew for this long, you know? Like for me, it's the chewing. Even if there were incredible health benefits and it tasted amazing, which I'm sure it doesn't, and it would just fix every ailment in the world, I don't have time to spend this long chewing something, okay? I'm a busy man. And let's be honest, who knows if this guy is actually eating like this off camera? He has countless videos where he does eat raw meat and he has giant meals of raw food and stuff that he says is really healthy for him, and I'm sure that he does eat it every day, but I'm not so sure if that's the only thing that he's eating and he genuinely sticks to this lifestyle every single day. Not that there's anything wrong with like falling off the rails every now and then when you have a diet or a lifestyle, but it seems a little bit unrealistic to me. Also, contrary to what this guy is like heavily implying, you don't become as ripped and as jacked and look like this purely from eating like this and working out a little bit. It's mostly steroids, right? It's really difficult to look like this, but it is also mostly steroids. No 45-year-old person can look like this naturally, no matter what they eat. And I would even go as far to say, a lot of people that look like this don't eat raw meat. They eat like, you know, cooked meals, and they have protein shakes, and they live very, very different diets. They just also do steroids. I think the steroids are doing most of the heavy lifting here. If you don't believe me, have a look at this guy, Raw Meat Experiment. He eats raw meat every single day on Instagram. He actually does it. He posts it every single day. He's up to 122 days in a row, and he looks like this. He looks great. He doesn't look like shit, but he looks like a normal fucking person. He doesn't look like the Liver King because he doesn't also do steroids and have enough time in his day to work out 3 times a day, own all this gym equipment, have access to nutritionists and these crazy diets all the time. He just looks like a normal guy. Well, he looks insane, actually. Look at this. He's eating fucking quail eggs, raw. He looks insane. He looks fucking insane. But physically, he looks quite healthy. The Liver King also promotes the 9 ancestral tenets of living. This is the way our ancestors live, all right? Most of them are actually really, really great tips. It's basically just like, you know, go out there and live a little bit more difficultly because it makes you healthier, it makes you stronger, and it's genuinely good tips. This one actually amused me, though.
Look for things that scare the shit out of you.
Look for things that scare the shit out of you. This is an ancestral tenet that I always follow, actually, and... Ah! These tenets, though, I'm not so sure about.
The 7th ancestral tenet is sun, because our early ancestors didn't brush, didn't floss, didn't get cavities. If you want fresh breath, go for it, brush your teeth. But if you want all-day energy, a lean body, and strong oral health, nourish your body with sun, liver, and bone marrow, and stop wearing perfume.
Yeah, look, I think the reason why none of our ancestors got cavities is because their teeth would fall out before they had a chance to get holes, alright? If you have a look at, like, really old human skulls from people who died of old age, not many of them have a full set of teeth, okay? That's just not true. So this guy hates toothpaste, he doesn't like perfume, and he showers very infrequently, and he eats raw meat. This dude has got to smell like shit 24/7. This guy smells awful. Could you imagine being in an elevator with this dude? The stench would be unbelievable. And then he would fart and it'd fucking kill you. Could you imagine the fart of an unwashed man who's been eating nothing but eggs and raw meat for weeks? The stench of that alone would get him a guilty verdict at the Nuremberg trials. I reckon now I might have problems later. But for now I feel fine. I'm going to be feeling sick for weeks, aren't I? Follow me on Instagram to stay updated with how I feel after that. I don't imagine it'll be pretty. Also, grab tickets to see me live, LouSpears.com. I'm doing the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. It starts in a couple of weeks. I want to see you there. And if you're not from Melbourne, check out LouSpears.com/gigless. Put your city in there, and I'll let you know when I'm coming to you. That's the end of the video. I'm Lewis Spears. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.
Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt.